Some judgments happen in seconds, and some apologies take a lifetime to earn. It was a Tuesday at Fresh Mart, the kind of place with buzzing fluorescent lights, squeaky carts, and the low hum of freezers. Rachel, a young mom in yoga pants and a messy bun, stood in the checkout line. She had her toddler balanced on one hip and a basket filled with just the essentials: milk, eggs, bread, peanut butter, and a huge family-sized bag of chips. Behind her stood Daniel, a man in a crisp button-down, impatiently tapping his foot. He'd had a long, frustrating day at the office. His coffee had gone cold hours ago. And now this another person holding up the line with junk food while fumbling with coupons. Then he saw it. She handed the cashier a $3 off coupon for the chips. "Sorry," she mumbled, her cheeks turning bright red. "It's all I could afford today." The cashier just smiled kindly and said, "No problem at all, hun." But Daniel couldn't stop himself. He muttered under his breath, just loud enough for her to hear, "Must be nice to spend coupons on junk while the rest of us have to pay full price." Rachel froze. She didn't turn around, but her shoulders hunched forward as if she'd been physically struck. A tiny flicker of guilt sparked in Daniel, but he quickly brushed it off. She should have planned her budget better, he thought. He paid for his own organic groceries, grabbed his bags, and walked out. But that night, he couldn't sleep. Her silence, the way she had shrunk into herself, haunted him. The next day, he found himself driving back to the same store, almost on purpose. And there she was again. Same tired eyes, same little toddler clinging to her leg. This time, her basket held only a bag of rice, some beans, and one single banana. He watched as she got to the register and started counting out change, coins spilling from her trembling palm. She was short. The cashier gently said, "It's okay, Rachel. We'll cover the rest." The cashier knew her name. Daniel's curiosity got the better of him. A little later, he found the store manager and asked about her. "Oh, Rachel," the manager said, his voice softening. "Her husband died last year in a car accident. She works nights, cleaning offices, and during the day, she's in nursing school, trying to make a better life. That coupon for the chips. She told me she'd been saving it for weeks, just so her son could have one little treat. The poor kid's been through so much." Daniel's stomach dropped like a stone. He remembered his cruel comment. He remembered the way she'd flinched. He had assumed she was lazy, when in reality she was fighting just to survive. The next week, he saw her in the store again. This time, he didn't look away. With his heart pounding in his chest, he walked over to her. "Rachel," he asked. She tensed up immediately, her eyes wary. "I owe you an apology," he said, his voice unsteady. "Last week, I said something thoughtless and cruel, and I was completely wrong. You're not just some shopper, you're a hero." Tears welled up in her eyes, but she didn't say a word. So he did something small. He went and picked up the same bag of chips she'd wanted, paid for them, and left them at the register with a simple note. "For your son. You're doing an amazing job." A week later, a handwritten thank you note appeared in his mailbox. It was from Rachel. It said, "You didn't have to see me, but you did. Thank you for giving me back my dignity." Daniel never forgot that moment. Now, whenever he's in a line behind someone using coupons, or counting out change, or buying what some might call junk food, he just smiles, because he learned a powerful lesson. You never truly know what war someone is fighting with the money they have left. Kindness isn't about trying to fix their struggle, it's about refusing to add shame to their heavy load. Sometimes, the most revolutionary act in the world is simply choosing to believe the best in people, instead of assuming the worst. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more.